Hi,
My name is Tracey,
and my name is Lynn.
and together
we are
Bollocks and Ball. We like to chat
And boy, can we chat.
about the bollocks and ball.
Mainly in our heads, but also about life in general. After all, it's good to talk.
You ready, Eddie?
I'm ready, Eddie. You ready, Eddie?
I'm ready, Eddie.
Nice. We're both ready, Eddie. Oh, look, it is coming up properly now, isn't it?
Now we've got bobbly lines.
Yay! We might have actually got this technical shit sorted.
At last.
Ooh, how long has it taken? What's this, number 8 episode?
It's called a learning curve, isn't it? Is that what you call it?
Yeah,
We could give her a proper name. Let's give it a grown-up name. Not that we're shit at tech. We're
It's
on a learning curve.
I don't know what fucking learning we need to do, I tell you. It's like a joke in there somewhere. How many old people does it take to set up a podcast somewhere?
I did actually think I've got it off to a T now. Setting it up takes 2 minutes.
Nice.
Just knowing how to work it takes the rest.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. We can put buttons in somewhere.
They're very pretty.
They are, with like little flashing green lights.
Yeah.
Like little disco.
Yeah. Have a
Like
little
little
disco here, can we?
Rave on.
You can sing.
No, I can't. I would like to sing.
Yeah, I'd like to sing.
I would.
We haven't said hello yet.
Oh, hello, folks. See, going up on a bloody tangent. How's your week been?
Yeah, been all right. Up and down, been all right.
Yes, but I think, do you know what? I'm not going to lie. I think it's been like that for a lot of people.
Yeah, but didn't you say there was funny things going on at the moment?
There is funny things. So last week we had a full moon.
Supermoon.
Full supermoon.
Mm.
Then yesterday was the start of the waning moon, but we also had a Lionsgate portal, so it's 8/8.
A whatsy poop?
A Lionsgate portal.
Sounds painful.
That's so painful, doesn't it? You're like, oh, I got a Lionsgate portal. You get green for that, you know.
What is it?
Because it's the 8/8 thing. So obviously 8s are really great numbers and stuff like that. So it's the Lionsgate portal, and it's where the planets are. And at the moment, Venus is in retrograde, and on Sunday she goes into halfway through a retrograde, and yeah, there's just all sorts of planets alignment going on at the moment. So like the energy's really like,
I think she's had her Weetabix today.
I don't know the ins and outs. I just only know a little bit about it, but yeah, it's just so like big energies going on at the moment, big energies in the solar system. Yeah, which can have an effect on people.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I must admit, last week I didn't have a lot of energy, but this week I've been loads better energy-wise. But then I don't know whether that was just me or things. Don't know.
It could well be, because in all honesty, I've been absolutely knackered the past couple of days and like away with the fairies. Like in total world of my own, doing my own thing.
I thought that was normal.
We all fucking know that's normal for me. We all know that's freaking normal for me. So much so, like, I went to Sainsbury's. Other supermarkets are available. But, like, just to clarify that, just in case somebody thinks we're like...
She's definitely on something.
But yeah, forgot my shopping bags.
Yeah, that's not handy.
No, then went back to the car to get my shopping bags and dropped my shopping list in the middle of the road and bent down to pick it up, and there was a car coming and I hadn't seen the car. I was like, you know when you get those moments where you think, oh, fuck, I think I should in bed. Yeah. I did, honestly, there was just like a millisecond when I thought, do you know what, should I just drive back home and start again?
Oh, I love it.
And I've lost hours just staring into space this week.
How strange.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, yeah, there's definitely some woo-woo shit going on.
It's that portal, isn't it?
It is that portal. It is that weirdo portal. But apparently, you know, there's no point me saying this now. I was going to say, if you do on Sunday the 13th, which this is going to go out after, so this is pointless me saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Oh, right.
That if you do a big manifestation about what you want in your life and set intentions, it's a really good way to do it on Sunday. Just because of where the energies are on Sunday.
Sorry, folks, you'd have missed it.
Yeah, sorry. Too late. Ha ha.
Oh, I love it. Cool.
But then saying that, there'll be a new moon coming up. Oh, actually, that'll be next week.
What
So
means?
you'll have missed that as well. So shut up and stop. You just skip over this bit, all right?
Yeah, see, we're a bit ahead of ourselves for a change, this one, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Which is very unusual for us.
Yeah, because normally we're like by
Last
the skin
minute.
of the teeth thinking, shit,
Yeah.
we need to record a podcast.
We're doing well this week.
We are doing well. We are getting on top of things.
It's obviously all this energy.
It is all this energy. It's all of this. We're in the flow, man. We're so in the flow.
Love it.
That's where it should be.
Absolutely.
It should be.
Yeah,
I think that's
chill.
Yeah, it should.
Chill, Bill.
We need to get this across to many more people because everybody's, like I say, lots of conversations this week about people that are feeling a little bit shit about themselves.
Well, people don't take time for themselves,
No.
do they?
No.
That is a big thing that all of us, not just other people, all of us need to learn and need to learn more of it.
Definitely. And do you know what? I've had lots of shit mum conversations in the past week.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, lots of shit mum conversations in the past week.
that's sad. I don't like it when people think they're a shit mum
No.
because every mum is amazing.
No, this is it. And I just thought, again, I don't know whether that's the energy or just the way it is, but lots of people really struggling with being a shit mum and not being healthy. And especially mums of children that are going into adulthood or are in the beginnings of adulthood and stuff like that. And, you know, that whole...
That's a very hard time for everybody,
Yeah.
isn't it? I think for a lot of mums, that transition bit they struggle with because they feel like they're losing their children rather than... And I think there has to be a big mindset shift on how you look at that, because you should look at it that you've done a great job to get them to the stage that they're independent enough to go out in the world and embrace that. I think mums need to sort of think about learning to embrace that themselves. But I think also mums get lost at that point because you've been in that mum mode for so many years and put yourself probably, you know, second, third, fourth place in that chain, that then suddenly it's almost like a fear factor of where do I belong now? What's my role now, and who am I? And
Exactly. I mean, I had that conversation with one person, and I said to her, "What do you want to do? What if nothing was any object, and what would you know? What do you?" She went, "I don't know. I don't know how to be anything else other than a mum and a wife."
that's really sad, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just really, like you say, it's really hard, isn't it? You know,
Because all through that role of being a mum and being a wife, you're still a person yourself. And I think that's the problem. People lose themselves in that far sooner than they should. Or they don't think that they deserve to be themselves within those roles when actually they do.
And I think you need to learn to be able to do that, for, like you say, for your own sake and for your own sanity, so you don't get to that stage when that stage occurs, because it's going to.
And even in relationships, I think people lose themselves.
Gosh, yes.
And then if that relationship breaks down, they don't know how to be on their own because they don't know how to be themselves.
No.
And then that's a struggle because they think that happiness, that safety, and that comes from a relationship when it doesn't, because everything comes from us first.
Yes.
So we need to look after ourselves. We need to not necessarily know who we are, but be comfortable with who we are, so that when all these things change, and some of these things will change. I mean, even in relationships, things change
Yes.
as you go through the whole process of it and as years go on. And unfortunately, some of them break down. But yeah, I mean, our whole role as mums are forever changing.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we're shit people.
No, but like you're saying it, that they've completely, and I think you do as a mum, don't you? You immerse yourself in that role, you know, but actually we immerse ourselves in it that we forget who we are and
Yeah.
what we want and what we were before that role became part of us.
Yeah. Or even, you know, even those things around us, just around us sort of can change, but that's okay. So not even where we were, but who we are inside and where we're
Yeah.
going to be. And I think that's when women don't feel enough, don't feel deserving.
I know,
And that should never happen.
it shouldn't, but I know I've definitely felt
Oh,
like that.
absolutely. Absolute. And when things happen in our life, that almost like you get that confirmation of it. Yeah, see, you know, because that happened, then that is because I'm a shit mum.
Yeah,
And
this
it's
is
like,
it.
actually, it's got nothing to do with
No.
it. You know, shit happens. Whoever you are and whatever you are, shit will always happen. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean to say that we're shit people.
No, but it is, isn't it? Like you say, and you know, things happen later in life that, you know, that can, like you say, would say and then say to you, oh, that just proves you're a shit mum.
Yeah.
You know, because you didn't do this or you did that, but I just think you learn the whole time that you're a mum, don't you? And your views change and you change. And,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just been really interesting how many people are really, and like you say, with that change from children being children into their children being into adults, and you know, not needing them so much, but realizing, you know, those children, even though they're adults, are still having problems, but they can't fix it for them. But you still get that whole. But it's my job to fix it. That's, you know, that's what I'm here to do. I'm their mum, but you can't. And that's a
No.
massive learning curve.
Our job should be to be individual and unique ourselves and to teach that uniqueness and individuality to our kids, to know that they are those people, so that then they don't go on and do the same, copy
Yeah.
the same things that we've done, because they will, because they've seen that. And also to teach them not to pin our identities from things outside of us,
Yeah.
which we all do. That's why we end up with these, oh, I'm a shit mum thing, because we pin who we are on those external things. That it's not
This
the
is it,
case,
isn't it?
because anything can happen. When we know we're worth it, it doesn't matter what happens on the outside around us, as long as we, you know, you could still have a shit day,
Yeah.
but you can sit there thinking, okay, today's pretty crap.
Yeah.
But when you know that you're not the crap, then you can deal with it and you can move on from it and move past it.
Yeah.
Without carrying it, pinning yourself to it. And
This is it.
unfortunately, we do teach that.
We do. And I think that whole mum role is a massive thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's such a huge thing.
But it's just a role.
That's
It's
the
not
thing.
who we are.
no, but
We have a role of being a mum, but that's not who we are.
no, this is it, isn't it? I remember, I said this several times to several different people, but I remember my mum saying to me that when I was a baby, she met somebody in the street and they were chatting, and I don't know where the conversation come up, but this woman said to her, she was an older woman, and said to her, just always remember even though they're your children, they're not yours to keep. Children are always only on loan to you.
Yeah.
So they're on loan for you to bring them up and to make them adults and to put them out into the world in the best way you can, but they're not yours to keep.
No. I always remember reading a book, I think I've told you this, reading a book, I can't remember what it was called, but in this book it was all about the eagle, and they were relating it to like being parents, and the eagle builds its nest high up in the mountains, right on the edge, builds this amazing nest and has it. I don't know whether you call them chicks or they called it eaglets or something. I don't know. I might be making that up. Anyway, whatever they are, we'll call them chicks. So their little chicks are in the nest, and they look after them and they feed them and they, keep them safe. But when the parents know that they're ready to fly and they've never flown before, they literally flick them out.
What, like chuck them out the nest?
Yep. There you go. It's time to go. Time to leave home. Because because
they know.
As parents, they know that they can fly. And they know they will fly. So they just chuck them out.
Wow.
So that's like a wonderful faith. They've done everything they can. Yeah. They've put them there in a nice warm place. They've nurtured them. They've cared for them. They've fed them. And then it's time for them to fly. So out you go. And they do fly because they know they will. And that's what, as parents, we should have that faith. We can't have, we can't have the control of what will happen. They've got to learn that for themselves to be able to fly themselves.
That's so true. Like you say, it's having the trust that the foundations you've put in up until that point are enough for them to fly and live their own lives.
Yeah. And it'll be enough up to a point. Because we can't then think, oh, we've never done enough. Because you never will in life. Life is learning forever. So as long as they can get out there and fly, then that's when they're learning. That's when their journey starts. And
trusting them that enough that like you say, the foundations you've put in
absolutely
are enough to teach them.
Yeah. And if you teach them that trust in themselves to know who they are, obviously we always like searching forward, aren't we? But to in your heart know that you're okay.
But we don't teach that. We don't teach our kids to trust themselves.
No, not ever. We don't.
Because we try and control all that, because we believe it's our job to try and control all that.
But that's what we were taught.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
if
true.
you watch it through the generations, there's always been a parental control thing. And yes, you've got to put boundaries in, because when there's boundaries, then they feel safe.
But how often as parents do we step over children's boundaries?
We step over those boundaries all the time. So what do we teach them?
Yeah.
To step over other people's. And I know, it's a whole learning curve, isn't it? You have to push boundaries to learn.
Yes.
But I think if you teach people to put the self boundaries in, which we never teach them, and that's the ones we overstep.
Yeah.
So but it's just learning, or it's just looking at it from another direction, isn't it? And it's breaking free of the restraints of what we've been programmed to believe is right, what we've copied and taken forward.
Yes. Because aren't we taught, whether that's parental or society, that, if we're not looking after our children until they're in their 40s, that makes us shit parents and shit mums. That's our job to do that. Anything less than that, then we're a shit mum.
Which is crazy.
But it is.
We have to let them be themselves. And you have to give them that trust. And yeah. Of course they're going to fuck up.
Oh, God, I don't know what this is. They're going to, aren't they?
Of course.
Jesus, we're still fucking up now and I'm in my 50s.
Yeah, exactly. But that's not wrong.
No.
That's part of learning.
But again, that's another programming thing, isn't it? That, fuck ups are seen as a bad thing rather than as a learning tool.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got to teach them they're flawed humans.
It's really funny. Have you ever watched anything with Stacey Dooley in?
No, Oh my God, you haven't watched something I haven't watched.
Cheeky bitch. Ha! Get me.
No, I haven't.
So she's done lots of things called like Stacey Dooley Sleeps Over and stuff like that, where she goes into other people's homes. And her and Kevin Clifton have just had a baby. Well, not just, it was earlier in the year, had a baby. So she's done programs where she sleeps over, and some of them have been with family. So it's been different families. Like there was a Mormon family. There was a family that put everything on YouTube. There was this other lady that sort of like sold her daughter's story and all sorts of things. So they made her sit and review all these ones she'd done now that she was a mother,
Right.
just to see whether her opinions had changed or her outlook had changed. And it had changed a lot, because she could now see the perceptions of those parents, because she was now one. But what stood out for me more than anything else was their baby was 2 months old,
Mm-hmm.
and she already thought she was failing as a mother.
Wow. Why?
Because she just, what was it she said? Because that there was one point that their baby was crying and they really didn't know what to do. Do you know what? And then they're like skin to skin, and she was crying. Stacey was crying. She's like, and I'm failing as a mother because I don't know what to do, and you know, I'm not making it all perfect, and I'm not making it all right, and I'm not doing everything right. And I just thought, fuck me. This baby's 2 months old and you already believe that you're failing as a mother.
But also, added to that is the pitfalls that if you're going to try and make that child's life perfect,
Yeah.
that child is going to have some serious downtimes, because life isn't perfect.
No.
And shouldn't be perfect. It
No.
doesn't need to be perfect. And that is something we've all got to learn.
Yeah.
You know, perfection just doesn't exist.
No. But like you say, innit, you try and make everything possible, don't you? I think it's almost an instant thing. We try and be the perfect mother, and we try and bring up, you know, but like you say, it doesn't exist.
No, see, I find this funny because we have the word perfection or perfect, and we have the word normal.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck are either of those?
Bullshit. That's what either of them are. Bullshit.
Isn't it? Why are those words even in our vocabulary?
I don't know.
Because what is perfect and what is normal?
As far as I'm concerned, nobody's perfect and nobody's normal.
But what is it anyway?
I don't know.
How can anybody say what is perfect and what is normal?
I don't know.
You can't.
No.
Because there is no such thing.
No.
Because everybody is different.
Yes.
Everybody is unique in their own way in something. So what is perfect and what is normal?
Well, nothing's perfect and nothing's normal.
No.
And no one is perfect
So
and no one
why
is normal.
do people spend so much of their lives striving to be perfect and wanting that everything should be normal? Because there's no such bloody thing.
No, there's not, is it? But again, society leads you to believe that that's what is perfect, or that is what is normal.
We should strive for perfection. We should click into the normal channels, but nobody can tell you what they are.
No, because it doesn't
So
exist.
no wonder people spend their whole life searching for normality and perfection and who they are.
Because they don't fucking exist.
Because it's a load of bollocks and bullshit, isn't it?
It doesn't actually exist, does it?
So if we can just accept ourselves for who we are, flaws and all, isn't that so much easier?
Yes.
Doesn't that make life so much easier? So let's teach our kids that.
God, definitely.
Just be themselves.
That's it. And I just, teach them to be themselves. And actually, like you say, accept that you're going to make fuck-ups as a parent. We all make fuck-ups as a parent.
Not just as parents, in any stream of life.
But then
And we have to be accepting with that.
But we don't. We beat ourselves up.
No.
It's hard for people, isn't it, to think that they have to accept that. But actually, acceptance frees you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's such a society thing, like you said.
Oh, hell's bells.
When you mess up, you worry, oh my God, what will people think? Oh my God, what are people going to say? Oh my God, what did I look like?
Yeah.
Whereas actually, if you went, oops, fucked up on that one.
This is it.
Never mind. Probably won't do that again.
No.
Might do that again.
Yeah.
Just accept it and move on.
That's it, isn't it? It just makes me think of an incident that happened with one of my children. I let them dress themselves when they were in reception to go to school, not realising they had PE that day and not checking that they'd correctly dressed themselves. And then I got called into school after school to say, we had PE today and your child didn't have a pair of pants on. Because I hadn't checked that they'd put a pair of pants on in the morning to go to school.
I bet the rest of the class had a right old giggle.
And to be perfectly honest, they didn't give a shit either. But that instant...
Brilliant, because imagine if they had give a shit, and that... Obviously, the reaction that teacher had to you, imagine that reaction the teacher had at the time. Mm. And then the lessons you've taught those other children in that split second of her reaction, that will have stayed with some of those kids forever.
This is it. Luckily, for them, it didn't. But for me, it was like... what must they think of me? I didn't make sure they were dressed in the morning properly. I didn't, do you know?
No, so because you're being a good parent and you're trying to let them be independent. Because at some stage, they have to be. So you have to give them that trust, that freedom.
Yeah.
And probably the next day, he'd have checked he put his pants on.
This is it. And to be perfectly honest, he's not somebody that likes to wear pants even now.
So he was probably happy as Larry then. And being a little boy, he wouldn't have minded what was hanging around anyway.
I don't care. Isn't it that thing, like you say, rather than just laughing that, I mean, I laugh about it now.
Yeah.
And I've laughed about it for years. But at that time, it's that, oh my God, what must people think of me? What, I've not dressed them properly.
But it's so, I mean, I'm sure we've all got something in our childhood that was something like that happened, which is just a small instant, and it's the reaction of how people have reacted that stays with you for life.
Yep.
If that reaction is not quite right.
Yeah.
Not quite how it should be, and then makes you feel worthless or, all those things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We've all got something.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And it shouldn't be.
No, like you say, you should teach them to laugh that off. It was a mistake. It was one of those things. It wasn't.
Yeah.
And to be perfectly honest, everybody's got a set of genitals. Whether do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's nothing. And like you say, for some that could have really traumatized them in that. Then they get shameful about that, don't they? And where does then that lead to later in life?
Absolutely.
About being shameful about your body and,
Because everything starts from somewhere, from something that's somebody, and unfortunately some people can be quite flippant in their reactions, in their opinions and things. You never know where that sits with somebody, and it can sit for a long time and have a huge effect. All the things with building kids up. Yeah. If you knock them down, they'll stay down.
Yeah.
We have to lift. Because when we lift and then they feel good about themselves, then they'll behave totally differently. It's like we were talking about last time, you're raising that energy, aren't you?
Yeah. And the thing is, like you say also, isn't it? I think, but again, going back to the shit mum thing, we have to start that with us.
Yes.
Because we can't do that with our kids and other people if we don't start with us.
No. It all starts with us and how we identify as ourselves.
And I think mums are such a pinnacle of a family, whether you're in that family with another partner or whether you're on your own.
Yeah.
You're such a pinnacle that...
Yeah, that mum role, and that, you know, and that can be male or female in a sense, but that mum, that nurture role, we should call it, shouldn't we?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like you say, that nurture role for whoever that is needs to be, that person needs to look after themselves as a priority. But in probably 99% of the cases, that, like you say, they're way down on that list.
And what you don't realise, kids don't do anything you say, but kids will watch everything you do.
Exactly, isn't it? You know, and some of the work we've done has made me realise why my children have behaved in the way they behave now because of the way I was then.
Yeah.
And I can see that, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we can look back and see where we've got things from.
Definitely.
We've said it a million times before, you know, that was your mother, wasn't it? You know.
God. But we all do it, don't we? How many times do we swear as mothers, we're never going to be like my mother, never going to say the things and how many freaking times do we come out with exactly what they say? And you're just like,
absolutely.
Oh, shite. But again, isn't it? It's that whole subconscious thing. We're doing that without being aware of we're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It goes back to that whole, you know, 95% of the time we're not thinking.
We have to be in our conscious more. We have to just be a little bit more
aware of what we're saying and what we're doing and how we're behaving.
Yeah. And it's fun. I think it's real fun when you can start being aware of yourself. Oh my God, you can have a real good giggle at yourself.
Yeah, you would have to.
And also you start not giving us... I'm not saying you don't give a sod about what you do, but you're more open to the failures, the flaws, because they happen. And I'm not being funny. If somebody out there says, you know, could do a perfect world and, you know, you can be perfect and you know, not make mistakes, and it's bollocks.
It is bollocks.
And we have to let the kids make mistakes. We have to make mistakes ourselves and then show the kids how we react to that.
Exactly.
You know, and sometimes we will make those mistakes over and over. But it is all part of what we learn and part of that journey. And without those mistakes, we can't move forward. We don't move forward.
And how, like you say, if we don't learn from our mistakes, how can we teach our children to learn from our mistakes?
Yeah. It's how you learn from how you react to it that can make all the difference.
And if we don't learn that that's what we can do, we
have a great thing, don't we, about having a nap?
Oh yeah.
And that nap is everything. Whether it's, you know, reacting to somebody or, like you say, in life itself, and when you make a mistake, you just notice.
Yeah.
Notice you've made it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Accept that you made it.
Yeah.
Because it's fine, we all do it. And then we go like the process, don't we?
Yeah.
And that's just the process of, you know, you process it, you move on from it, you let it happen, and then you go past it, whatever way you want to look at process. So it's completely natural.
Yeah.
We all do it. So why do we have this shame?
Shame's a big thing.
It's a big thing. It's a big word. It's a big thing.
Shame is such a fucking huge thing.
Well, I think that'll be another podcast. Shame.
Oh, shame. And guys, if you want to look up anybody about shame, you need to read Brené Brown.
Oh, Brené Brown's amazing.
Anything that woman does.
She studies shame.
She does study shame, doesn't she? And shame is a big thing. And we don't realise how much shame impacts our life on so many
levels.
Yeah. Yeah, shame's a big thing. Oh yeah, shame's a definite podcast.
Yeah, we'll do a whole session on shame.
Do you know, wouldn't it be nice if we could have Brené round and talk us about shame? Oh, I'm going to put that on my intention list for next Sunday, which you won't be able to do because this isn't going to come until the following week.
Yeah.
But yeah, just...
And we just, the whole acceptance thing, we just have to accept that we can't change things that are in the past. So yes, we've all made big mistakes, little mistakes, massive mistakes. But just accept that. Don't sit and boil about, oh yeah, but you know, and even things we've talked about now, which will probably trigger some people into going, oh shit, I fucked up there, you know. That's fine. It's
fine.
okay.
It's okay.
It's all part of the process and it's all right.
And we're not sitting here saying we've not made mistakes.
Oh,
We've made major fuck up as
massive
parents. Fucking huge ones. Bloody ginormous.
Massives.
You know? Oh, that's several podcasts in on its own, to be perfectly
But
honest.
that's in a sense why we sit here.
Yes.
Because I think age is a wonderful thing and we have age on our side.
We certainly do have age on our side. We have experience on our side.
And I think when you get to that, you get to the stage where you think, I think you do go through that whole process of like, oh shit, I've been a bad person, a bad parent, but you get to the stage where you think, I can't change that.
No.
But I can change how I look at things going forward.
Yes.
And that's what matters, no matter where you are, no matter what age you are, just that acceptance that you can change going forward. You can't change the past, but you can change how you feel about the past.
Yes.
And that can make a huge difference to how you go forward.
Definitely. And when your children get to that age where they are in adulthood, just for me, for the biggest thing is learn that you can't fix everything.
No.
And that's okay. That's perfectly okay. That they're allowed to do that on their own.
Yeah.
Because you've done the work previously. And accept that you now are allowed that time for you.
I mean,
doesn't stop you being a mum.
No.
But allow that time for you. Start finding that time for you. Start finding who you are and realise the role of mum is now stepping back and the role of who you are, the person you are, is time to step forward.
And that's in any case, you know, if you're not a mum, but you're wrapped up in being a wife or you're wrapped up in a career role or any of those things, always remember that you still are you there inside. And these are all roles. You have a job role, you know, you have a relationship role, you have a parent role. They're all roles, but we still have every right to be ourselves. And the biggest thing we can do for ourselves is to give ourselves time to be ourselves.
And figure out who that is for us.
And peel off those layers sometimes and just be yourself.
That's it. And even if you can't be yourself, try and work out who that is, who that person was before that role became such a big thing in your life.
And that's not as hard, I don't think, as you think it is.
No.
Because I think sometimes because I don't know about you, but sometimes you do just think, oh, you know, I want to run down the road dressed as a hippie screaming, and it's like, so
I do that all the time.
So you just think in there, that's those times when you think, you know, those times when you just want to say fuck it, but you think you can't. I mean, God, I had that for years. Even my kids said that, like, Mum, you never used to swear. No, because I was programmed that was bad language. It's like they go, you do it all the fucking time now. Because I can.
Yeah.
To me, it's not bad language anymore. I use it as strong language. I use it as fun. And I can.
Yeah.
Who says I can't?
Well, that's it.
Well, there are some people that still go, shouldn't say that. And I go, why not?
Why?
Actually, why not?
This is it, and it's not hurting anybody, is it?
No, I wouldn't, I wouldn't go, back off, as a nasty thing to say. That's not I wouldn't use it. There's so many contexts to it, but yeah, it's only programming.
That's all it comes down to is programming.
Yeah. And it's like, no,
Programming
actually,
is
if
such a
I want
big
to,
thing. Like you say,
walk down the road half naked or something, I can if I want to.
Okay, I am now going to hold you to this. I want you parading round your cul-de-sac half naked.
I'd frighten off the neighbours.
No, they won't.
But no, it's true, isn't it? Like, but there again, people just, there's so many things that people worry about. But actually, we should just be okay.
Being
And if we were all okay with ourselves,
yeah, we wouldn't have any of this shit.
we wouldn't have all this worry.
Yeah.
But people just don't know. And actually, I did a post today, didn't I, about laughing like a child.
Yeah.
Because we grow up. Do you know, it sucks being a grown up.
It does
We
fucking
grow
suck
up
being
and
grown
kids
up.
laugh tons more than we do. Like, they laugh at anything and everything. But then when we get older and grow up, it's like, oh no, you can't laugh at that. We can't. It's like we forget how to laugh.
But we do.
We forget how to have fun. What's all that about?
We take life too fucking seriously.
Yeah.
It's like
Because we think we should, because that's
I
the right thing
know.
to do.
That just made me think, actually. So we were at friends at the weekend, and they've got like a recliner sofa, but this sofa, right, reclines like quite far back, so the back goes quite far, and the seaty bit comes up. Wow, right. So my husband and his mate are lying on this sofa. They've reclined it and they're trying to get up. Fuck, I have never seen anything so hilarious in all my life. I was crying. Crying. So we're in the front room. Everybody else is outside, like on the decking. And I am crying laughter because they're like two tortoises that have been put on their backs trying to get out of this like recliner sofa. And my husband's got no core muscles whatsoever at all. Can't do a sit up to save his fucking life, right? And he's trying to do it, and literally all they're doing is going back, and they're doing it again. I'm wetting myself, but I'm not kidding. A couple of people looked, and they looked at me as much as to think, what the fuck is she laughing at him for like that? And it just made me aware of, like you say, because I was just pissing myself at these two trying to get out. But again, like you say, don't laugh, do we?
No. Can't laugh like that. That's not right.
I know.
You shouldn't laugh at people like that. Not laughing at them, you're laughing with them.
It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. I bet it was.
It was.
I can
honestly.
picture it.
It was just literally. I was crying.
But we forget to have fun.
I know. And it's the daft, silly things. It's the kid, there's nothing more that's going to make you laugh more than seeing a kid laugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there? How many YouTube videos can you find of like babies or kids laughing?
And what happens? Everybody starts laughing.
Yeah.
It's like a ripple effect.
Because there's nothing more infectious than seeing a kid or a baby laugh.
And if we all laughed more, there'd be a lot less like tablets needed because of the chemicals that naturally releases into your body. You get that feel good factor. There's nothing better than having a bloody good belly laugh, is there?
I know, and sometimes it's just needed, even in the most serious of situations. We all know people go through really serious shit, but sometimes there's nothing better than just a release.
Yeah.
Is to have a good laugh.
Yeah.
And even in those serious situations, I always think people get really uptight if people... See, I have a habit of like getting the giggles at funerals and stuff like that. And people are all very serious. But I just think... But for me, the person... If I know the person the funeral's for... and that they've got a sense of humour, that for me, in my head, they're just going to laugh at you laughing.
Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah.
It's that again. It's just that program thing, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, can't do that. You're at a funeral.
No, this is it, isn't it?
It's like, no, it's bollocks.
It is bollocks.
Mm.
There's a lot of bollocks and bullshit out there.
There is. There absolutely is. Yeah.
It's not on, is it?
No. We've got to all loosen up a bit.
We have
Loosen
got
up
to get
and
all
laugh
loose and
more.
we've done 44 minutes. See, we could chat for fucking England. Us
We was on
two.
a roll tonight. It's all this energy at me Lion Gate portal.
It is your Lion Gates portal that's oozing all this energy and all this wisdom. And the Lionsgate portal, for your information, is all about shining as yourself.
Oh, well, there you go then.
It's about stepping into your own power and shining in your full potential.
So, see, that's what you've got to do in the morning. When you slide out your pyjamas, you've got to slide into your portal and shine. Imagine that. Like, just picture that every day.
Yep.
Like this outfit that you wear.
That's a really good idea.
Right? You've got to step into yourself.
So you got to step into yourself, into your shining, your shiny shoot.
I'm going to do that now.
Shiny
so when I
suit.
go to bed, I'm going to slide into my sleepy self, and then I'm going to hang my shiny suit up, ready for the morning.
I like this shit.
So in the morning, I'm going to step into my shiny me.
Shiny you. That full
Because you know,
potential.
sometimes just some people need to have that sort of. I suppose in a way you feel like you're stepping into a role, but you've got to step into the role of yourself.
Yeah. Yes.
So
that's it. Yeah.
So if you need to have like a visual thing that you need to see,
yes,
then imagine yourself. Right, I'm in my shiny self
shiny
today.
suit today. I'm going to shine as me.
Yeah.
And it is just you. You don't have to pretend to be anybody else. Just shine. And it doesn't mean you have to be all singing and dancing.
No.
It just means you stand in your own power and you be comfortable as you.
Yep.
That's all.
What a note to end on.
And on that,
We'll bugger off.
we'll bugger off, you gorgeous lot, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
So much for listening to Chatting Bollocks and Bull with Lynne and Tracey.
If you would like to see or hear more of us, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or of course by subscribing to the podcast.
If you share this podcast with others, you will make two old birds very happy. And finally, if you want more bollocks and bull in your life,
And who wouldn't?
then sign up to our newsletter. The link is in the show notes.
That's all, folks.
Love ya!